laser dust.
I don't get witches do not get glitter.
No, we've got an ASMR for that though.
Yep. You got an ASMR.
I mean, you've got scene visibility on your list technically, so
just as good.
So I can
Poor
take
man's
darting
glitter dust.
duplicate at level 2?
Maybe.
Okay.
I wonder, do I get true seeing at level 5?
no.
Not 5th level, but a 5th level spell, which is 9th level.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to deal with invisible enemies for a while, though. At least a level or two.
You're so funny.
Okay, I do get true seeing at level 6, though.
Have fun with invisible giants.
No.
What's that rumble? I don't know. I just hear the ground. What's this ground shaking?
That's a weird looking
Hey,
footprint that just appeared.
Hey, CP, you remember this book, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
That's why I'm not saying nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sylph is onto something, dang it. Don't ruin this.
Oh, it's fine. I've changed the story a bit.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Wait, no, we don't know that. We're playing it.
So this is basically going to be like when one anime company or another decides to veer away from the manga and the anime suffers as a result.
Yeah,
I'm
except
hoping that it won't suffer. I'm hoping that the
That's
changes
what they all say. That's what they all think, and then it just 95% of the time just crashes the show.
We'll still end up at the same endpoint. Worry not.
Oh no, I'll worry, but not about that. But so, for last time,
Well, just as a general recap, are we about ready there, Velrus?
I'm ready, yep.
I'll go mute.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're about to begin this session, and figure we can just go over a little bit of a recap of the story just to make sure that for recording prosperity, we kind of know where we began. We've had 2 sessions up to this point. We've had a band of misfits come together in a certain manner. So I'm just going to go ahead and show each of our misfits on screen. Feel free to click off as needed. So first, just in alphabetical order, we've got Ava, played by Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus, if you want to give a brief little overview of Ava.
Ava is a short, gray-skinned, silver-haired woman who is of Slater build. She seems fairly stoic and apathetic of her general surroundings, but seems to have a talent for arcane arts. She kind of is just following along with the group because she's run out of things to read, and this seems more interesting than finding another book. She is currently under the employ of Agrit Stagenstar, who runs the local House of Wonders shop. Ava was hoping to learn some more magic to better protect herself and see if there's anything actually interesting in magic when she became employed there.
Very good. Next in our band of misfits, we've got Beatrice, or Auntie B, as many call her. Jason, if you would like to describe and give a little bit about Beatrice.
Okay.
He died.
Oh,
there he is.
B is a orc tiefling who has a clouded, muddled history with the town. She is known as a healer. well, she's a witch, but she's known as a healer who lives on the fringe of society surrounding this town. And has her own cottage out to I don't know, south, whatever, and rarely comes into town because she's had a checkered past, being in she's in her 40s, but actually only looks like she may be in her 20s. She has a um, she's normally normally pretty quiet and reserved, but recent events have made her have to like step up and take take a more aggressive stance on trying to actively figure out this murder so that she does not so that she can make sure she avoids any suspicion on her being pinned on her, and so she's very driven to find said murderer and bring them to justice to keep her amicable relations with the town.
And we'll go ahead and talk about that, the events of the game in a moment.
Yeah, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
That's a good little place there, Jason.
Oh yeah.
She has a tail. That's the only other thing I mentioned. She has a tail. Yeah.
It's a pretty staple for
Yes,
tieflings.
she does.
So next we'll move on to our dwarfish friend Darlin. You want to give a little bit about Darlin there, Derek?
Who? Me? No. No. No, Darlin is a dwarf. He's hairy because he's a dwarf. He's got his armor. He's got his maul axe, and he likes to run into things. But you'll find out about that later. Alright, he's adult age for a dwarf, which is closer to middle aged for humans.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little bit older than everybody else for the most part.
Fair enough.
How old is
Good.
How old is adult for dwarf?
Next, we're going to have Dolgus.
Aha! Dolgus is Dolgus. He is a dwarf, as can be plainly seen by his immensely hairy beard covering half of his chest. Actually, probably more than half his torso, honestly. And he is completely and utterly naked, aside from his embroidered named loincloth that he wears around. He's on a self-imposed holy pilgrimage of some kind, guided only by the fragment of his deity that he believes resides in his dinosaur animal companion, traveling off in whichever direction that said companion's tail waves in at the start of each morning. He also doesn't really bathe much, so he has a stench about him that can drive most people away, yes.
That, I feel, sums up Dolgus quite well. Next in our merry band of misfits, we have our town native and popular by demand who just decided to show up late, so I'm going to put him on the spot. We got Gochin Morninghawk. One, you want to talk about the character just a little bit as a intro before I finish up the recap?
Like a fresh talk about the character.
Yeah, just a little bit about Gochin, what his deal is.
Yeah, B and Gochin, your pictures are just normal pictures, not your character pictures.
Okay, let me see if I switch that here.
Well, I've been trying to show to players their character sheets, so you should be able to see the image that they've got for their characters.
For some reason, all I'm seeing is Tranau, the upper quarters, inner quarters screen, and all that.
Oh, have I not revealed these to you guys yet? I thought clicking show to players would actually show them to you. Let me fix this. I've been doing a thing and no one's been able to see it.
Yeah,
Ouch.
we can't see the pictures if that's what you're talking.
It was just the map that we should have seen.
How dare you guys let me get this far?
With a beautiful waterfall, I might add. I like that.
My players, they betray me. Alright, fine.
Was that a hit on my self-ego? Abandonment? So you know how touchy Sylph is with that.
I bet he's
Are
touchy.
you able to hear me?
He is.
Alright, I can barely hear you there, one.
One away.
Hello?
Gojin?
I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit. One, yes.
I can't hear anything.
Gochin sounds like he's very far away, like he's trying to scream from the opposite side of a road.
Okay, I can hear things now again.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay, so
There we go.
Gochen's thing is that he wants to be a blacksmith to take over the blacksmithing for Morninghawk's Sarah Morninghawk's shop. But as you know, he's up and coming, trying to make his way, but not amazing at it yet, just still working on it. And also his family weapons are always axes, and he's trying to make his new version of an axe, but doesn't know how to do so just yet. Also, he's half orc, half Venarin.
Yep.
So he already gets teased a lot for being half orc, but being also half monkey makes him also get a lot more racism his way, and even from kids and everything. And he's just trying to find his way. He wants to be brave like his older brother, which is Braun from our other game. But then also try to beat Sarah at blacksmithing to take it over.
Which he's never gonna let you do. You're the kid brother who's still learning his grips on life.
Yeah.
Sarah's had to, raise you since you were a young lad, since your mom decided to drop you on her. So basically, Agree and Sarah have been your surrogate parents for a while, despite being your sisters.
Yep.
So your age-old, I had some fun when I was drunk, and I don't want the result. Thing.
Yeah, it's more like Gochen's mom's one of those adventuring types that just never sits still, and the eldest daughter is just kind of like made a life for herself, so it's so much easier just to drop the kiddo off to, sister's place, now that she's no longer tied down by obligations. But we have one more person in our little merry band, host of the broadcast, but, new player to TTRPGs in general. I can show the picture now and it'll actually pop up. Ha-ha!
There I am.
Silt, do you want to talk about the character just a little bit before I go into recap?
Yeah, this is Sylph Bandergrant. He's a traveling bard. He likes to visit pretty much any place he can walk his feet into. Very mysterious man, handsome. He's muse-touched, which is like an angel, I believe.
Yeah.
Very chaotic nature. Just likes to be in festivities and get his hands in just whatever he can, make people enjoy their life for what it is. Has a very clouded past that he likes to keep to himself. He doesn't really like to talk about what he thinks on the inside. He mainly likes to portray a smile for everyone else around him. And so far, that's about it. I'm still working on his backstory more.
Fair enough. Sometimes stories are fledged out the more we play.
Yeah, exactly.
But this merry band came together for their variant reasons into our Setting of the game, True Now. A city in effectively the middle of nowhere, one of the only few settlements of civilization amidst a sea of orcish tribes and savage warring bands. True Now is known for its independence and its ability to keep adrift despite these turbulent times and ever encroaching enemies. They've had a few major incidents within the last, half century, but they've always been able to stand on top, whether it be by the strength and arms of their people and the determination to keep going, or with the assistance of like-minded adventurers. But these individuals had all come around during a time of celebration, for it was Trunau's very own Chief Defender's daughter Hope Knife ceremony, a celebration which brings a youth into their adulthood upon their 13th birthday, where one is awarded a Hope Knife and thus labeled a budding member of the community, and now responsible for just as much as the adults around them. Some games were had. People were picked to participate with the birthday girl, and games were won. Our band of budding heroes here had succeeded in defeating the resident militia members in these fair weather games, making Halgrod look good. Got a fortune that seemed a bit ominous at the time, each person getting their own roll card to describe what they might be suited to in the future, and ominous signs of danger encroaching on the region. But they decided to take to merriment for the evening, a little bit of debauchery involved here or there, or just general booze, drinks, and everything else. They met a number of individuals during their time at these festivities. Two prominent faces in particular were the Grath brothers, Jake and Roddy. Jake being a more stoic of the two brothers and serious, kind of keep his guard up, watch things as things are going on, while still having a little bit of fun. Far less personable than his older brother, Roddy, who happens to be a people's people, and seems to have a little bit of a bardic flair from what Sylph could tell. Everybody loves him, but he doesn't exactly seem to be the brightest crayon in the box. He's a little bit of a himbo. And so, when the following morning came around, a shrill scream came about as the innkeeper of the Ramble House, Cham Laringfass, had come to find Jake Grath dead in his bed. After a little bit of questioning amongst our players and a couple others of the Ramble House, Roddy had divulged to the party the extent of what he knew of the situation, what had been determined, and from what it sounds like, Jake was labeled as a suicide in his own room, which simply just did not make sense to even this bumbling brother. Gochin had implored Roddy that they had to do something to figure out the truth of the matter. That, Jake had too much to live for, and Roddy agreed, but he was no investigator. He's good at talking to people, but he's not good at putting clues together, and with everything going on, and his father not exactly being the right sorts of mind, considering the death of his recent son, Roddy, with a little bit of pushing, allowed for you to work underneath the banner of the Blackened Blades in this investigation. And so the group took to searching the Ramble House and its occupants for clues that might lead to a determination of what exactly happened. A few things were found, including a note in a relatively ransacked room to a individual by the name of Malira.
Oh yeah.
It seemed a bit like a confession letter to some, but there wasn't enough information to go by, and anybody that they asked about this name had no recollection of such. Beyond this, in Jake's actual room that he had resided in, was found a receipt for 1 hope knife. This was requested from Morning Hawk's fine steel and had the engraving requested for for Jake, my love. Now, Roddy had handed over the proposed dagger that belonged to Jake. After a little bit of inspection, it was deemed that this was an unfinished work, as it did not even have the engraving on it, and the blade was too dull for worked steel to have been given from Morning Hawk's fine steel, as Gochin works there himself and is sure of his sister's expertise in the matter. Such an unfinished product would be ill-suited for their delivery, and wow, I just had a massive brain fart. He was a little upset that Ernsel was the one who got such an important piece, although everyone had a collective confusion as to why Jake would require a new Hope knife. Some speculation was made, but nothing was concretely determined. The third piece of information, or a possible clue as to the occurrence of the evening, was that Beatrice and Dulgus had managed to find a poison laced along the outer rim of the water jug within Jake's room. It was later determined that this was a substance known as oil of Taggart, a poison that by consumption would render one unconscious for an extended period of time. It was said that Jake had committed suicide by dragging his hope knife down the lengths of his arms in order to bleed out. After a stop by the sanctuary, Trunau's local church to Iomade, it was found that the cuts were made in a way that did not make sense for one to self-inflict the wound. Beatrice, through her skill of medicine and practices of healing arts, could tell that this was very likely done by another individual who had decided to drag the dagger away from the body rather than toward. And so, with confirmations of some information, but mystery still growing of others, the group has decided to take the time to search for new leads. Where we last left off was about midday. Lunchtime is the sun's getting about to high noon. People are probably getting hungry at this point, and this is where we're going to pick things up. You are just leaving the sanctuary, deciding where next you would wish to go. You have a few things on your docket that you had discussed last time. Information that Roddy had provided you may prove to glean more leads. With the Hope Knight receipt, you were thinking of heading towards Morning Hawk's Fine Steel to possibly inquire further about the Hope Knife. You had the lead that Jake had a fiancé that was kept on the hush-hush, who may have more information from you, a young Miss Brynja Kelver, who had lodgings towards the southern portion of the city, near the Commons. Then you also had the recommendation to speak with Omost From, a patrol sergeant here in Trunau, who is the first responder to the incident, and if anyone's got the ability to suss things out, Omost might. He's been around as long as the boys have, and has a keen eye for things. Taught the boys everything they know. but he is likely to be drinking himself to bits, as the news did not sit well with him. Gochin would have remembered that he's been dry for about the last 20 years, so this is quite the return to a bad form for him. But I think with that, those are all the pieces of information you had to go off of. You got a few rumors that were posted in the Discord, and you've noticed some white markings about City of dye that does not seem to come off. It's now been more than one occasion which you've seen it. Sounds like Omos was possibly cleaning some of that.
And not only that, we must talk about these shovels.
Ah yes, the shovel conspiracy. How could I forget?
We absolutely have to talk to Jess. She's mad, and mad people don't need the lie.
I leave the floor to you, my players. Discuss.
I already said my piece. It's 8B.
A loud rumbling seems to originate around the group before it originally seems to be obvious that it's coming from Dolgus's stomach. Feeding time! Chompy! No, not that. Not that. That's not food. And Dolgus will drag Chompy, his small, still growing Tyrannosaurus Rex, away from the stick he was trying to eat.
A reminder for you guys. You do have in the game info a handout called True Now at a Glance that does give you the listings of the names of locations that are dotted across the map.
Well, I believe our next stop was the blacksmith, right?
Yeah, I believe that's what Xeno was saying.
That was the original consideration, yes.
I believe that's where we should go.
Where do I look at this for what you were saying and what?
Oh, that's not
Game
right.
info.
How the hell is that? Huh, no. That, I need to edit that. Because that makes no damn sense.
Where do I find game info at?
In the journal tab. There should be under characters.
Yeah, there's the
I
chat.
saw an inconsistency
Oh,
that
there we go.
I
Game.
cannot stand to have. Where the hell is that? Because that doesn't make any sense. That should be all the way the hell up there.
Where's our tokens at?
We have a party
We were
token
part
right
of
here.
it.
Yeah. Indicate bacon. I feel like things moved on me, and I don't know why.
So I take it from Dolgus's talking that we're gonna break for lunch. Is that everybody?
I figure it's more a matter of him being annoying and wanting some food wherever we end up going.
I was of the I'm in agreement with doing that. Was all I was saying. Rather than and avoid the unnecessary the unpleasantries of having a hungry Dolgus with us.
Are you sure? Because the unpleasantries of full Dolgus aren't that much better.
I mean, I personally, I don't know. Let's just take a break. I think we had I just had a couple of moments back there and figuring out the pieces of this puzzle. And I'd like to just wrap my head around the rest of it and around things for a minute and decompress. Is that all right? I could use it as well. I think everybody could.
Yeah, I'll go wherever the gossip is at.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a break could be fruitful.
Well, you do know that the Ramble House is right here, so...
Ha! To the scene of the crime.
And Dolgus will be fishing around in various places, his beard, his loincloth, and other places, counting up what coins he has. Is the town still paying for our food?
You asking a bartender inside?
I would sure hope so.
You have stay here. It's not exactly the best of foods, but it's something.
Being captives and all.
I'll take any dried meat you've got, even the kind that's about to go. I'm not picky.
Understood. There's a little bit of a grin that comes from Cham. For the purposes of this, I'll just go ahead and flicker this image. Cham layering fast. Our halfling friend, who some think is sussy.
She is sussy.
She gives you a wry grin and comes back and yeah, you're given a meal for sure. The quality of it, who knows? To you, probably doesn't matter.
Dolgus will split half of the meat portion in any meal he receives with his faithful Chompy.
Yeah, you basically get whatever leftovers were from yesterday that they've tried to bogart off to people.
All right, onwards to catching murderers. That's what we're doing, right? We're catching murderers. So are we going on a tour instead? It wasn't made very clear to me.
There doesn't seem to be a difference.
You're about the same way either way around.
We finished with this, I think, or headed to 14 next. Wasn't that correct?
That I do believe is Clamor.
Yes.
Yep.
So you guys take an hour lunch break.
Yeah.
Enjoy a little bit of food,
Seems how it's only 2 doors down. I mean,
I insist on pointing out that for 55 minutes of that lunch break, Dolgus is basically leaning against the wall, stamping his feet and pacing back and forth, waiting for these slowpokes to finish up.
Yes, that is a good point there, Jason. But I also want to impress upon this fact.
Some of it's uphill.
The town of Trunau is effectively built on a tiered set of hills. So much of travel in this locale is difficult terrain, so to speak, by overland travel means. So it does take a little bit longer than one would expect. Even though the town itself is probably no more than a quarter mile, from tip to tip. It is a little bit of an annoying journey, but you also know that helps in terms of Trunau's defensive capabilities.
So, I'm sorry, but outside of game, quick question. Does Chompy have a carry weight, but since there's no encumbrance, could he carry us around?
He's only medium size, so unless you're small, no.
Okay.
While we're not necessarily playing with encumbrance rules, it's mostly for the fact of I don't want to care about gear weight, and I'm trying to keep it simple for myself. But simple leaps of logic like, can the dinosaur carry all 6 party members? I'm gonna say no.
They can carry
He'll be able to carry 1 or 2 of us when he gets large, but that's 6 levels away, my good friends.
Right, so...
Clamor is the forge?
Clamor is the casual name of Morninghawk's fine steel, yes. As it makes quite the clamor every day with its apprentices, consistently hammering away at fresh pieces of fine metal.
I slapped my hand on the back of the monkey man and said, "Lead the way. She's your boss."
Yeah, Trojan, I think you should take the lead on this one.
Who should? Pierce?
I said Trojan.
Trojan.
Oh, okay.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
One of these days, that man is going to invent a new brand of condoms. Today's not today.
Yes.
Hey, one of these. I think your mic's down again.
Oh dear.
Always
But,
something
well,
with that boy.
well, we go to the forge. We'll just
Yeah.
start from.
That works.
Yeah, for the purposes of broadcasting, let's not use that.
Let's not use that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like I guess
Oh,
turn it off and turn it back on makes it work. Although Discord says it's still not working.
You're also really quiet.
I can hear him. It's just, don't let him bother you. He's deaf.
It's not that I'm deaf. I have this guy on 200% and he's still quiet.
Is he talking now?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm talking now.
Oh, I can hear you.
There
You're
you go.
just fine.
Okay.
The complicated way to fix that, Zeno, is to turn us all down and then turn up your overall volume up.
Yeah.
Hang on, I have a question. Wait, is this like going on a podcast or something? Is that what's going to happen?
It's
No,
on.
not a
No,
podcast.
it's on YouTube.
Oh, it's going on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's just basic,
Trust me, I don't get much views on mine. It's just for my purposes and like my wife, and that's about it.
I don't want to have to be the one that ends up having to explain to Anna why the hell her kids are talking about Trojan.
Sorry, my apologies.
Cursing, I don't give a shit about.
I will blame every individual that did not talk about what age category we were intending this to be viewed by. That means all of you.
Mature audience.
Nah, it's more. I don't.
Like my channel's been mainly for like my mods and the indie games that I do, and then my Zomboid playthrough and stuff.
Okay. Well,
I just.
I'll find another insult for Gochin. Don't worry about it.
I like insults for Gochin. Trojan's always weird.
That's why I call him Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy, talk to your boss.
All right, one lead this investigation.
Okay. I'll take you guys over to Sarah, and she is at Clamor.
She works at Clamor. It's her place of business.
I know she does her council work too.
Yeah, but that's mostly like an on-call kind of situation, like when they decide to convene, which isn't always often.
Okay. So I'll lead everybody there. But still dragging Lady B. And I'll go and kick the door in.
I'm taking your hand off me yet.
Sarah, I need your help.
Alright, somebody better fucking be dying.
He just kicked the door in.
Gochin, you break that door for the umpteenth time, and I swear to goodness you're gonna be making nails for the rest of the year.
Darling pushes Gochin into the door.
But this is the problem. Someone did die.
He's
It's
not
about
lying.
to be you and your career in a second here. Start talking.
And what was the guy's name again? I can't remember.
Jake?
Jake, okay. Yeah, Jake. You know Jake, Roddy's brother?
Yeah, I know Jake. We've done business before on a number of occasions. What of him?
Well, something had happened to him back at the Ramble House.
So the town keeps telling me it's terrible business, but what the hell you want me to do about it?
This hope knife, and he goes and pulls it from, or actually puts Lady B in front. She was holding it, right? Or was it Ava?
Ava's usually been holding everything up there.
Okay, he'll grab Ava and pull her up front with the hope knife.
Oh,
I just
Hello
picture this
there.
old girl dangling.
it's very loud here.
We need to find out more information about this. Like, who made it? We feel it seems that this was part of the murder, but we feel something's wrong here. It's too dull.
I mean, hope knives all the time are used to kill people, primarily the people that they're, from. But it's not an orc raid, so yeah, that's weird. But from what I heard, it was a suicide. That's what hope knives do. They suicide.
The knife is dull.
So Jake didn't take care of it.
No, it's a new knife, and I pull out the receipt and slap it in her face. Well, her kneecap, because I'm about a foot and a half shorter than her.
She'll
Okay,
go ahead and take.
Go
She'll
to
go
look
ahead.
at him, but all like surprised, like, oh god, I hope she doesn't kick him.
I mean, like
She might hurt herself if she does that.
from the picture herself, like she kind of looks like a freaking female orcish Vin Diesel. Like she might be able to bench press Darlin.
She is
Yeah,
jacked.
but it would hurt.
But yeah, no, like you've come to clamor. You give Sarah the receipt, and she'll take a look at it and kind of go, all right, I've seen this receipt around before. I did the preliminary work on this here knife, but passed it off to Earnsel to finish things up. Seems that Slacker decided not to do what she was supposed to do, but I don't understand exactly how it ended up in Jake's hands before it was finished. But not exactly known for sloppy work here.
Well, it really didn't end up in his hands, more like in his wrists.
Aye. He ordered this blade about a week ago. But, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. But, wonder where it went, and guess this explains it.
I eyeball the orc lady.
She does some fishing around out back.
Can I get a sense motive check here?
Yeah, certainly.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm not really. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna do well, but we'll see. Maybe she doesn't have a high, whatever. So let me see what we got. Oh my god. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
With a 20, you can get the sense just from her body language alone, like she is annoyed that like something has left the shop unfinished, but she's perplexed and confused as to how abouts it all went down. Why it's popping up like this. Like there's you can get the sense that she's genuinely confused and a bit annoyed.
Oh, Erlas? What? What's the other Smith's name? The apprentice you mentioned?
Earnsel.
Earnsel. Oh, so yeah, let me write that name down. Is this person here today?
Well, that's just the funny fucking thing. I haven't seen her for the last few days. Day before Halgra's Hope Knife ceremony, she just up and didn't show to work.
Oh,
Guess she thought herself too good.
That's suspicious.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now in retrospect that you say it, yeah. It does seem quite a bit suspicious.
Yes.
Took the knife, killed the man, fled the city. Ooh,
But
that's
why?
a simple plan.
But why?
I mean, she
stare at the
liked her.
orc
Maybe
lady.
she wanted to mate with him. Maybe like she wanted to be his mate. Happens all the time.
Ava gives the dwarf a weird look, like very concerned.
Or, maybe it was a preemptive of an orc attack.
I just don't get it, She was a new apprentice we've had for a month or two. She was starting to show some real promise, which is why I handed her off this project. Kind of get a gauge of whether or not she could handle the finer details. She was actually doing quite well.
Out of character, does her joining match up with when all of those half-orcs were in town at the Ramble House?
About a month or so beforehand. So.
So not quite.
Not quite, no. But recent. I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you describe Saul for us, please, so that we can maybe have a good idea of who we're looking for? Should we come upon her in our investigation in the future?
Well, let me see what I can do for you. Well,
I'm gonna swap to my phone because this onboard mic on my laptop doesn't. I didn't bring my my normal my portable webcam mic that I use.
good.
So I forgot it, so I'm gonna switch to my phone, I guess.
Yeah, all good.
All right, hop off for a minute.
Just real quick.
So
So
could somebody
if
have
I
broken into your
if I
shop?
ask a
What's the security
question,
like?
do I have to roll or something?
I start looking around the shop. The lock's got good doors. I start fiddling with the door.
And can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah. All right. So,
Okay.
what was the last question that was being posited towards me?
Well, we asked her to be described, and we asked about if someone could have broken in, and I started fiddling with the door.
This place seems relatively sturdy, and there's a lot of like iron lock boxes for different sorts of things. When you ask for a description of Ernsel, Sarah kind of looks at you and is like, "Yeah, she's half orc. You know, blue eyes, rough tusks, very short haircut, got a facial tattoo that goes over her brow."
I don't mean to sound too rude, but for a town that supposedly hates orcs and half orcs, there sure are a lot of you.
Well, we're one of the last bastions of civilization in the area, so when someone wants to look for a better life, this is where they go. And things have been better in the last few decades, thanks to a couple reformations about the area. But, you know, just like any other
Out of character,
wandering.
I thought this town was actually more accommodating for half orcs.
That's what she's
Nope.
explaining. Is like they bring people in, but there's still that like lingering racism of like the grandparent generation kind of thing. Like there's plenty that are born into the half orc life that look for a place to reside, and Trunau's like one of the only places nearby that they could go. And while there's some begrudgings from the elders, the younger folk are relatively accepting of them. Like, you might get picked on a little bit because you are, the minority of the population, but, there are plenty of half-orcs that have made their way, Sarah being one of them. Like, she's a counselor of the town. Gochin, well, he's gotten picked on mostly for being more monkey than half-orc and kind of just being a weird crossbreed. Like, it's more so not like the really egregious, horrible racism where it's like you can't get jobs, you can't be recognized, but more of the childish kind that, like, really grates on your nerves. Like, you're never gonna be something when you grow up, kid. The really bad racist ones are the ones that, are the elders, and that's because they are holding on to their age-old grievances from way back when and just don't know how to let go.
So, like our world today.
Yeah.
Or you like me and Dolgus, because we're dwarf.
Right. I don't know why that...
I don't think Dolgus really cares what race you are, to be honest.
Same with Sylph. Sylph doesn't care about race.
Yeah,
so he's been around so much, anything is beautiful to him.
Yeah, so in this...
May we look at Ansel's station, where she worked, please?
It's just over there, and she kind of points to a desk that seems relatively clear of personal artifacts or otherwise. She's got a lockbox, but that's clear too. You're welcome to look, but...
Yeah.
It's been a few days.
I still will take a look.
Yeah, go for it.
She'll
even unlock it for you.
Huh?
I'm gonna ask if she knows about the person, was it Marla? What's her name?
Malira?
Malira, yes.
Yeah.
What was that oil called again? That's hard to make?
Oil of Taggart.
Oil of Taggart, okay.
Taggart oil.
That's my that's my thing, I think. Alright, another 20. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, no knowledge about this oil, and B, you don't find anything at the station.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sarah, do you know anyone of your kind that makes oil of Taggart?
Not off the top of my head. The only person that I think I know that would be capable of that is Beatrice here.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's awfully suspicious.
I mean, there's a wandering merchant in town that seems to have come in with some oddities and things like that. Maybe he's got something, but
I think
not
Ava's
local.
onto something. Sarah, have you had any orders of shovels, per se, to replenish stock?
I don't deal in shovels. I deal in arms, armor, and basic necessities around town.
To be
Well,
fair, I've
everyone-
seen many of people beat
dumb.
rodents with shovels, so they can be weapons.
Yeah, they can,
Who
but
make tools? You need tools like pickaxes or axes or shovels or like
Shovels.
extra spare hands to beat down stone with.
But where have the shovels gone?
here's the thing.
How do you
Yeah,
do that
here's-
kind of command, Derek, that you just did?
/EM.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
understand something. Most of those kind of things we can get from random tradespeople or things of that nature, but the actual maintenance of proper gear to defend ourselves from the Orc Horde is done through here. Now, we don't exactly have a rich mine anywhere nearby. We get a lot of our stuff through some of the trade. There's a little bit of stuff that we can recover in basic materials.
Yeah, it
but
makes sense. Even if she did have a mine, the miners going back and forth would just get caught by the orcs. Yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly. So when it comes to basic materials, our people know to treat their tools with care. What shovels, pickaxes, and other implements for day-to-day work out in farmsteads and things of that nature, yes, I handle repairs, but when it comes to forging such item, well, that's normally more of a special occasion because there's a shortage, or they come in via trade. If you're looking for that kind of thing, well, you're probably looking for the that and such.
But
Just
you can
just
refurbish
instance.
weapons.
I can refurbish weapons.
What would you use for any type of marking that would be placed on a sword that would be hard to get rid of?
Come again.
I guess, long story short, I'm trying to figure out if you know anything about those symbols that have been appearing over town.
Oh, that bullshit graffiti everywhere?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't make sense of that, can you?
I don't know too much about that. All I know is that it's been popping up here and there, and, well, apparently it's a pain in the ass to get off. There's some that's popped up at the Barter Stones, some that's popped up at the Commons. I hear that there's some at the Hope Spring, the Sanctuary, and the South Tower as a recent. That I think is the most recent mark.
Perhaps it's a protest against
If it's a
this
protest,
town.
it's a pretty stupid one. What the fuck are swords gonna do on random places? Are they trying to mock the Iomedaean faith? Is that what they're protesting? I mean, I know we've got a few faiths here, but they've always seemed to coexist. Abadar, Torax, Iomedae, they're all lawful, right?
Yeah.
Dolgus will sniff dismissively at each of those deities but not say anything.
Sylph just stands there scratching his chin, staring blankly at the ceiling.
Anybody else think of there's anything else we need here or should do or ask?
Not really.
I'm thinking we probably have exhausted our questions here at the very least. Maybe we should think about moving on to the next place while we still have some light.
I agree.
Well, I mean, we still have plenty of light, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you've spent a little bit of time here talking to Sarah, looking at the station, getting, bit of things, but...
Very curious of this stone place Sarah was talking about with the markings.
Oh, do we know where Ensel was staying? Do we happen to know her actual like
Residency? No,
Yeah,
I don't tend to ask that. People
Okay.
wander in here and ask for work, and give them a fair shot. Prove their stuff. They're good at the work, then we can see about continuing further, but that's beyond apprenticeship at that point. She was honestly about past that point of trial. Like I said, this was supposed to be the work that pushed her past apprenticeship.
Well, obviously, I think she was here for other reasons, perhaps, or had, and then for some reason she needed to leave abruptly, and that's what we need to. That's, I believe, the next thing we need to figure out is what was she doing here, not working when she wasn't working here,
The
and
fortune teller? Or
what?
who wait, I'm sorry, I lost who you were
The-
talking about.
Like I said, we
The
should now,
apprentice.
I believe, try to determine what she was doing here on her spare time.
Okay,
Correct.
sorry.
Because I believe this person is definitely somebody who may be a person of interest in the future for us, and we might want to discover as much information about her comings and goings here. Did she have any friends that you know of, Sarah?
I keep things business professional here. I might hear a story every once in a while, but I don't try to keep track of personal relationships of my employees. As long as they're
Anyone-
not causing a fit here at work, fine by me.
So nobody showed up to pick her up from work at one day or anything.
Nah, you just fucking walk to your home or the Ramble House, get drunk, do something. Not my business.
Okay. Well,
Sarah, before we go,
I bel
could you use your connections with the council to maybe even talk with Ruby or whoever to find out if they know who might have been buying up all of the shovels? Maybe help narrow down our search.
If
Please
you're looking to
solve the
figure out
shovel
who's
up.
buying up all of the shovels, you're probably best to talk to Jess or maybe Leslie. Leslie Crumpkin works out of the counting house, the proverbial chapel to Abadar. If anyone's got a nose for purchases or influx and such of coin, then it's probably going to be her.
Isn't just that strange woman staring blankly into the trees during the festival?
Probably. She's a
Ah,
bit of a strange one, but she's harmless, relatively.
I'm failing to see the connection between the shovels and
A murder.
the murdered. Yeah, that's what I'm failing to see here. So why are we so?
I don't think we care about the shovels at the moment.
Yeah.
I
We're
figured probably.
gonna table that, Gojin, okay? We'll table that. We'll come back to that after we figure out who killed this poor man.
But how do we know
Yeah.
it's not related?
it could be
I don't
very
think
well
We need
related.
200 shovels to bury a
Because
body.
he was left in the room. He wasn't. It's not like anybody attempted to bury him or anything like that.
But it might be phase one of the plan.
Yes, think of propaganda. What's the first thing you want to do to diverge attention? A murder would easily take everybody's eyes off of the major plot.
Exactly.
Stealing shovels.
Yes?
To what end?
Isn't that right, Ava?
Ava will look up from examining one of the swords. I don't know what you're talking about, but
Okay,
I'm starting to
I
think
just start
that
to walk out the door. I'm gonna go talk to the supposed bride-to-be. You all have fun.
Ava just points
Investigating
after.
your shovels.
Ava just points after him and goes, "What the loud
About time we
dwarf
got going.
said."
Stop it! Don't eat that! Don't eat that! No, no! And chop it.
Get your damn dinosaur out of the
The
explosive barrel.
dinosaur was just about to bite down the leather that was sitting on top of the explosive barrel.
Well,
He just also basically just start pulling him by his tail.
That would have been unfortunate.
let's let us go ahead and move on. How about it? How about that then?
You know, Ava, wouldn't it be
Sabu.
suspicious or funny if it was Chompy this whole time?
He was
did
stuck
use
in the
his
stable
hand.
this whole time.
Simply face palm and start kind of walking away and say, "Good evening, good afternoon to you, Sarah."
He does have arms, so
I'm not big enough.
Hey, B.
Just think Jake got too close, tried to pet Chompy, and whoop, there he goes.
Hey, B. Remember my suspect list?
Yeah, Chompy was a part of it.
Yeah, I know.
I'd like to point out, A,
So
yes,
I'm
no thumb,
staying
and
on-
B,
I'm
he was
staying
in the
more
stables
friendly.
the entire time.
So that we know of.
And we need
Right.
to. Are you saying we need to add the stable master to the people we need to talk to?
Exactly.
Yes.
I
Alright.
think that to the woman to
The stable master.
Out of character, the stable master kind of sounds like a good idea because he kind of keeps track of who comes and goes.
But it's
so
not
you're-
a horrible idea, I suppose.
Yeah, so you're trying to head to 17?
Yeah.
Alright.
The stable master would be 16, though, going backwards to the ramble
We're
house
going-
and going out to the stables, right?
I don't
There's a
care
stable
about the
somewhere else.
stables. I just
Going
start
to
walking to this lady's house.
We
gonna
must
talk to
eliminate
his-
every option.
We've
I'm
only,
going to eliminate you in a minute.
we can talk to the
Nice.
stable master
Wait,
at the end of the day.
We can go back to the stable. We can go to the stables at the ramble house when we come back.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, guys, why are you so fascinated with the stables? Let's get moving.
Yes, there's other things besides shovels and Chompy's dietary needs.
Where is What is that? 17 again?
It's upwards.
house.
Oh,
Down
the Brynja's lodging?
Yeah.
You know.
So is that the woman who is to be married?
Yes.
Yes.
The one who
Okay.
should be the actual primary suspect in all of this. Who you all just kind of blatantly ignored. And I've been trying to drag us to this entire time.
You guys
No,
are
I want to go
A-okay.
there. Yeah.
The joys of life.
So you guys go all the way up into the upper quarter. It takes you a good while to get up there. The uphill walk is a bit more egregious than you expected. So you knock on the doors of this general boarding house, and you're met with an elderly woman who just kind of looks out and goes, hello? How can I help you?
Can I in the meantime, scroll back to the walk for 1 second. Is it possible I can make a perception check to see if anybody is maybe kind of kind of watching us, taking a look at us, maybe following us even?
Make a perception check. Sure, anyone who wants can keep an eye out as you're traversing town.
Thank you.
So I
That's
do
not bad.
/E and then I type in what I want.
Ava's flighty, looking at whatever grabs her attention.
Fair enough. Dolgus too busy keeping Choppy in line. As you guys pass right by the killing ground, and there's that nice, delightful smell of roasted meats and sweet ales. Any other perceptions on your traverse towards Brynja's lodging?
I would imagine.
All my pets are
I
gone.
think Bilf may have been trying to do one, but I don't know if that's the case or not.
A perception?
Yes.
Yeah, were you trying to do perception, or were you asking how to do it?
Yeah, do I just click on the icon by perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Well,
Hey.
nobody's rolling great on perception except for
B.
me, apparently.
Yep, the murderer always sees it.
Yep, exactly. That's how it works.
I'm gonna give you this, B. Because you rolled a 25.
Yeah.
As you're passing through town, through, we'll say, the inner quarter, you get, you're just kind of, keeping an eye out on the townsfolk. Your group seems to garner some attention from the locals as you're passing by a bit more of a congested area of town. As you are a varied troop, and this is a very rumor-mongery kind of town. Everyone's gossiping. Everyone at this point knows that Jake Graff has been reported to have killed himself. But others also know that there are people looking into things, and so you guys get a bit of attention. Nobody walks up to you or tries to intervene at all. Just little whispers, little looks here and there. Maybe a child kind of points at Chompy. It goes, "Dinosaur, dinosaur!" But it's all very humdrum city life. The one thing, however, that does catch your eye, just out of the corner for but a second, and it brings you to a full stop for half a second, but the moment you blink your eyes, it's gone. But you swear to goodness that you saw the very reminiscent, deep, yellowish, almost cat's eye kind of glance that you used to get some 25 odd years ago.
Ooh.
Okay. From anybody I know or anybody in particular?
Someone you know very well. But they didn't look like him. Similar but different. But you only caught the glimpse for a moment, and it was gone. Was it you just seeing things? Was it you imagining it? Just something so very similar from that Morris time before everything went wrong.
Okay. Does that unnerves her a little? You can see Bede's demeanor. Well, she's been kind of a little bit, putting on a very a more confident nature demeanor of late, and then all of a sudden you can kind of see her face shift, and she seems to be kind of getting uncomfortable. If anybody cares to notice.
Well, none of them were very perceptious, so this just is a kind of thing that you just sulk into, and you guys make your way to Brynja's lodging.
Yeah, well...
No one was very perceptious at all. So it's kind of something like you just kind of pull back to the back of the group as everyone leads you along, and the knock on the door takes place as, Gochen's kind of at the front with Darlin. And, this little old lady with a little cane and some little seeing spectacles of, half-moon variety kind of just looks out from the boarding house and goes, "How can I help all of you?"
That just makes... oh, God. Who is this lady?
She's an old lady. You don't know her, she just seems to live here at the boarding house. She opened the door and just asked you a question.
Can I use Intimidate on her?
Oh, God.
Please let me intimidate the old lady.
In the face.
You're going to see a little bit of Sylph's real side. Just let me intimidate the lady. You don't have to. I just thought it'd be funny.
Does Brynja live here?
Yes, sweet Brynja. She's not exactly in the mood for visitors right now, but I could let her know you stopped by.
Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to visit people either, but, we have an investigation to conduct here, so we need to talk to her.
And an investo what?
Please let me intimidate her.
We want to talk to her.
You do speak this language common, correct, ma'am?
I'm sorry, it must be my old age, but if you have to see her, then just a moment.
Thank you.
And she just kind of waddles back in. Brynja, you have friends!
Oh my God.
Just a moment.
Oh, it's another loud one. That's unfortunate.
Moments later, you can hear the soft footfalls of a lighter toned lady, and the sounds of like sniffles and like somebody's trying to get themselves under control from crying or something along those lines. And this is who you see.
That wasn't who I was expecting.
Beautiful red hair.
Yes. Granny Nan said that someone was here.
Yes, yes.
What do you want?
Yes, Miss Calbo. We are conducting a investigation into your fiance's. Well, it'd be best if we maybe spoke somewhere where we could have a little more privacy.
Yes, I have a
Listen.
room. Come in. And she just kind of
Thank
like
you.
wipes her eyes and leads you through a hall or two to a more private room. There's sparse seating. You know, doesn't seem like there's an expectation to host 6 extra people, but there's space for everyone to kind of file in. She kind of takes a seat in this nicer armchair kind of thing. There's a wastebasket with like a mountain of like tissues, and it's it's not been a good time for her probably.
B is just kind of have her. She's just kind of looking her way, walking into the room and not looking at her or anything, but kind of just rolling her eyes and saying under her breath, "God, why did I get?" It's saying under her breath, "How did I get dragged into this shit?" So, with your patient,
You wanted to talk about Jake?
we sure did. And I look at Sylph. Go get her, Sylph.
Dear Lord. Okay. So, should I sing this to you? I know I am a bard. Would you like a song?
No.
Oh,
Don't sing.
okay. Then you ask her questions, Ava. Look at the state she's in. I'm in no shape or form ready for this.
Avil's just kind of sigh.
Okay.
Do you know of an order for a hope knife?
No.
We found a receipt for one. It was said to be engraved with "For Jake, my love." We thought it might have been ordered by you.
Why would I need to order a new hope knife? If anything, it should have been him who ordered a new hope knife, or found the one he had lost.
How long have you resided here for, ma'am?
Huh? Sorry, what's that?
I said, how long have you resided here for? In this town?
I grew up here. I've been here since I was but a child. It's been my home for so long. Ever since memory, really.
Did Jake have any enemies in town?
Enemies? Why would Jake have enemies here in town? Him and his brother are staples of society here. Everyone loved the Graff boys. I mean, Jake had been a bit more of the silent type, but, even that had a certain charm to it, and, no one ever really disliked him.
He's just gonna give a quiet sigh and just... Did his brother ever grow jealous of his position?
You beat me to the question, Ava, once again.
Roddy? Well, Roddy is a number of things. Jealousy is a fleeting emotion for him. Every once in a while it sparks in everyone. I remember the time that he found out that me and Jake were dating, and he wasn't too keen on the idea at first, considering that when we were but teenagers, he had a budding crush, but that was, ancient news.
Everybody make a perception check. Who cares? I'm messaging. I'm sending message to Sylph.
But
He was busy questioning.
no, it just...
Where do I look at that? Did you actually send me a message?
No, well, I would just send the message on the side, but and you'll look at it. But I mean, unless she makes the save. I mean, the DC 25, then she's really the only one who's important.
She's not paying attention.
Because I'm talking about her, so
she is not paying attention to you guys at all.
Okay, so
she's in the room, but she's not paying attention to magic. She's been asked a question. She is distressed. It is
He's
not
focusing on her memories and talking about said memories.
Right.
Quick
But
question. I had to step away there for a second. Have we asked her about the hope knife yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
you asked about a receipt.
We asked about the receipt. Ava is going to kind of...
But she impresses that she doesn't believe that Roddy had ever been jealous of the idea that Jake would take over Curse's position. Or at least he never made it known if it was a thing. Roddy's always seemed to be the want to go out and play type. Never really serious about too many things.
And
This is-
hope,
Oh, sorry.
this hope knife that Jake lost, was it his or meant to be yours?
I'm kind of telling you, make a sentimental check on her. Basically, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Look over her and tell me.
Look her over
But,
and tell me what you think. Is she playing the? Is she looking the part of the?
Guys, can you, if you're gonna exchange this stuff, can you keep it to DMs so I can continue the scene as you guys are discussing this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So one more time for me, Ava.
What was the deal with the lost hope knife? Did he lose it while on patrol?
I am not exactly sure where he said he lost it. All I know is that he had been focused on some grand investigation, something that would really show his stuff when it came to his detective work. He said he had lost it, and I was relatively annoyed. We had a little bit of a argument about it, but...
So it was his hope knife that he lost?
No, when he had proposed to me, we had gone to Sarah, Morning Hawk over at Clamor, and had our hope knives engraved. Mine to say, for Jake, my love, and his to say, Brynja, my love. As she kind of pulls the hope knife off of from around her neck and shows it to you, which it has the engraving for Brynja, my love. She had, of course, only learned of this the night before Halgra's hope knife ceremony, and I got so mad because he'd wanted to keep this all a secret from his father, but apparently his father already knew. And this was supposed to be the symbol of our relationship, that which bound us. And in a bit of anger, I told him that I didn't want to see him anymore that night. Little did I know that this would happen. I feel it's my fault. I drove him away.
Were there other women that he knew that had a liking to him?
Not that I knew of. I didn't find that he had necessarily been too, flirtatious, unlike his brother Roddy. He's He's a quiet type. He keeps to himself, and has a select company that he tends to keep around.
Have you ever heard of a Malira before?
No, I haven't.
Ava just shrugs and kind of looks over at Sylph. I'm out of questions. Your turn.
Why did you ask about a receipt?
Because we have one.
Why did you ask?
We found one in the room next to his. We weren't sure if it was connected.
Well, it would make sense if he was looking to replace the one that he lost. Try to make amends, it only makes me feel worse. But
Can I roll a sense motive?
sure.
Yeah. Did better than me.
Oh yeah, I did with a -1. Holy crap!
She seems like she is grieving. She seems like she's blaming herself for Jake's death, and that, like, if she didn't get mad over this, that maybe he wouldn't have spent the night at the Ramble House, or that, like, maybe he would have been closer. Maybe, always maybe.
May I look around her room, kind of like, look around the room inconspicuously for things that, might be sticking out that might be of interest to us?
It's a relatively utilitarian room. There isn't much to really pick out. Outside of the chair that's here, there's a table, there's a weaving station, there is a small hearth that has a couple little odds and ends, but they're basic decoration stuff.
Is this your room, I ask? Or is there a bedroom in here? Is there a bed in here?
There's a bed in here as well, yes. Like, it's one bedroom kind of situation. Each of the boarding houses has like a room for a dedicated stayer, so to speak.
So Brynja, it seems Amos is taking it just as hard as you. You guys acquainted?
Well, I know of Omast. We were never formally introduced, as he is one of the other individuals in Jake's life that isn't exactly as accepting of the idea of filthy half-orc being wed to his proverbial nephew.
So how important was this Amos man to Jake?
Quite. They were, from what I understand, Omast was the one that taught the boys everything that they knew outside of their father. Frequented patrols with them, and even helped Jake with a few of his more minor cases in terms of strange ongoings in town from time to time. Something that got him started on the idea of being a detective somewhere else in the world.
So,
was he investigating anything that he may have mentioned to you recently?
You beat me to it.
Well, yes, there was the investigation that he was doing as of most recent. His greatest work, he said, but he wouldn't share any details with me. He said that it might bring me closer to danger, and he could not bear the thought of me being brought in amongst such a dangerous situation. But he always mentioned a thoughtful muse that he would occasionally seek guidance about some of these ongoings.
Who was that? Did he ever give you a name?
No, he did not, but from what I understood, his thoughtful muse held residency in the sanctuary.
I do apologize for our pretty lady here, B. She does not know how to ask politely. With your beautiful red hair. I can't get enough of her red hair, guys.
Ava pokes Sylph. Focus.
Is this your room, Miss?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Seems rather odd that someone so important to your fiancé never tried to make an importance of you two bonding.
Well, there's still some lingering dispositions against people like me and like
People
Go
with red
over
hair.
there. Half orcs.
Ah, sorry,
It
I
wasn't
don't
enough
see that.
that-
It's a bunch of body and blood in my eyes.
Bless you. No. Omast has seen a number in his years. He's very ingrained in his ways, even if he can be a kind soul. And Jake's father has got his own personal demons when it comes to people of our kind. He's grown past many of them, but
So,
he still can't look past the fact that my mother hailed from Urgir.
What would Jake's
I'm-
interests of
isn't
like? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm sorry. Isn't Jake's father dead?
No, Jake's grandfather is dead.
Yes,
Oh.
his father's very much alive.
Who is his father out of game again?
Cursed.
Cursed Wrath.
Okay. Okay.
The
Cool.
the only living son of Jagran Graf.
Right. Okay. Um, you say Cursed has prejudice against orcs? Is that correct?
Mostly
Oh,
those that hail from places he knows has killed friends of his or has taken the lives of people he loved. I bear the sad lineage of hailing from Urgir indirectly, and so there are a number of us that he's still hesitant to let bygones be bygones.
Okay.
Wait, so he's
Cursed
been
is the head
attacked
of
by
the
orcs?
patrol, right?
Sorry, what was that, Sylph?
Cursed is the patrol
oh, sorry.
lead, right?
Yeah, Cursed is the patrol lead, and yes, this town has been attacked by orc raids a number of times. You would suspect that with the way that it's explained, there was probably an orc raid at one point, and Brynja was the result of said raid.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I'm back.
So, it seems that Cursed may have an issue with her lineage specifically. Not that she is necessarily a half-orc, but the fact that bad blood effectively runs in her veins.
So, Brynja, what do you know of this land? Was this originally orc land?
I am not much of a historian. I'm a weaver. I have done what I can.
My question.
I've done what I can to help clothe the people of Trunau for, I don't know, 5-10 years since I've been able to help around town in that respect. Before then, I helped at the kitchens and places to help in times where food was a bit more scarce, when winters were bad, or when crops would not produce as well.
Who would you say was Jake's best friend?
Outside of his brother, possibly this muse that he went to speak with about his investigations. I don't know much about this individual, as he kept kept their identity secret from me, so that I would not be a missing link that somebody could threaten him with or threaten me with. But I do know that he kept a number of different journals for his different cases. If he was working on an investigation, then he must have jotted the information he found out down somewhere.
Do you know where?
he lives?
Good job. Hell yeah.
I do not. You might maybe in the room he stayed in at the Ramble House, or like I said, he frequented the sanctuary for this thoughtful muse. Maybe they would know.
Where does he normally stay when he's not staying at the Ramble House?
He would stay at the Longhouse with his family, but him and his father, after, well, the patrol leader had found out about our engagement, had a bit of a falling out, and so he took up residency in the Ramble House for a time. We were supposed to, after Halgra's Hope Knife ceremony, find a place out in Vigil and start up our own little business, little detective agency. Said that once this investigation was done, we were going to pack our things, be wed, and begin a new life. But now that can't happen. She just starts crying.
We didn't see any journals in his room, did we?
No, you did not.
No, it just leaves us with the longhouse that we can go, but we definitely should pay a visit to the longhouse sooner rather than later, I believe, because maybe one of these journals for on said investigation might would probably really aid us. I would think here.
It is possible.
No, I'm talking to the group.
Oh, sorry, my mic was off. I follow wherever the information goes. I'm like water.
Any what was the other agenda place we had to go visit here on the agenda today right now?
The
Well,
stables?
we must eliminate Chompy off
Are you
the
talking about the
list.
stables?
Okay, there was that. That was like the last thing we were going to do, right before we go back to
basically
go into
just
Ramble House.
We have to
Omas.
talk to our dear friend Jess.
The last real lead was Omos.
Omos. Who's Omos again? Oh,
The guy who
Omos
showed up. The guy
Burying
basically
his
their uncle
sorrows, probably with all the shovels
Yeah.
that have gone missing.
at the
Where the
Ramble
hell is
House.
he again? Supposed to
Ramble
be?
House, I think.
Yeah, he's drinking.
Yeah.
Like
No, he's not at the
Scum
Ramble House. Omos was not at the Ramble House. Remember, otherwise we probably would talk to him already.
We talked to Amos already?
No.
Oh,
Where? Do we know where Omos was?
I think we did. No, we were
hang
supposed
on,
to
I'm
ask
going
her
through the
questions
chats.
to find out.
Yeah, I'm going through the...
Just asking the DM
Oh.
if we had any idea.
I know where he's at, but I know I've
Yeah, we
divulged the information once.
Yeah.
Regardless, we should probably go check out the sanctuary. What time of day is it at this point?
I thought we went to the sanctuary already.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, but we have a new lead there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it was about 1-ish by the time that you left Sarah's. Or no, sorry, got to Sarah's. So you spent a little bit of time there talking, then you traveled through the inner quarter and up to the upper quarter to Brynja's lodging.
Yeah,
I
and
would
Amos
say
is
that
walking around cleaning up the graffiti.
yeah, I would say that it's probably nearing about dinner time at this point.
Wow.
Oh, we wasted a lot of time.
It is a long walk up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Well,
talk too much. That's fine.
Miss Brenya, we don't want to leave you to not be able to, and get in your way of having dinner. So we're going to go ahead and take our leave for the evening. Do your best to try to relax and just endure this terrible time, and know that our thoughts and prayers go with you.
Okay. Was there anything else that you guys wanted of Brynja before you took off?
I don't think so. Not right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask her if she last remembers where Amos was, but I read through the town chat.
Yeah, she wouldn't know where Almost is.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's dinner. If it's dinner time, then what do we want to go back to sanctuary, or do we want to wait until after dinner, then go to sanctuary, or how do we want to handle this now?
If we should probably we should probably get somewhere to sleep.
Well, the Ramble House is where we've been sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're supposed to stay.
It is paid for.
Yep.
That's true.
So.
And to that ramble to the
Ramble House we go.
All right.
Check out the sanctuary in the morning.
Just make sure I've got this right.
I feel like well, of course, out of game, I'm gonna feel like every mystery game I've ever played, and I always feel like I'm missing something. But I really feel like I'm kind of missing something here.
I have a inkling of what's going on out of character, but in character, I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
As we're walking back, Ava's just gonna be like, "It seems that he's got a mistress or something."
I agree with you. Does this
I'm not
mean
sure
we're
about-
bonding?
No.
So
You
we
Stop
think,
are.
hitting on me with them, by the way.
You think Jake has a mistress?
Ava thinks that Jake is totally got a mistress.
Interesting.
Ava, tell me, can you ever raise your voice out of a monotone?
Perhaps.
Maybe speak with a little more lively, as it were.
Like this,
Come on,
and then
cheer up.
Sylph
Ava
puts
Talk
Ava
gives
up
you
on
a
his
talk how
back.
she
dead.
was. People talk how
Ava
they
gives
want all
you
the time.
a dead
It's
stare.
simple, easy, straight to the point. Like me. Ha!
You're
No,
far
Jumpy,
too
don't eat
loud.
that. It's a rock. You'll break your teeth.
It's so sad and yeah. Well, it's not a great situation. I do understand that, but you always seem so down. It's something seriously seems off. Are you okay?
Is anyone okay?
Oh God, never mind.
To be honest, I believe her
That's
thoughts
awful.
are louder than every one of us in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Looks over at the dwarves. I
he
highly
gets it.
doubt that.
He gets it.
Just gotta snack some tokens.
I merely
You
temper
guys do have the option of going to the killing ground on your way, if you want to get a different place of food for the evening.
What's the killing ground? Is that's a diner?
It's a bar
I mean,
slash eatery.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, I think that's I think I've had enough Ramble Last food for a little while. Why don't we go to the killing ground tonight? That's my vote.
I could use some grease and mead.
Ava just kind of shrugs
That's
and
not all you
follows.
need.
You are welcomed to the site of Mr. Rabus Clarenston, as he sees y'all walk in. Ah, it is the heroes of the hour that gave young Helgra her win against the Blackened Blades. Good on ya, good on ya. It'll be nice to have some good business. And over for ya, what can we get you for food? Or drink? We serve
You
some.
have a decent stew tonight.
We got something like that. We call it slop.
Yeah. What's that?
We call it slop.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah, that, and give me something strong to wash it down with. Thank you.
I'll take
Yeah.
some slop with some honey and ginger, please.
What are
That's
ya,
gonna
pansy?
He's gonna take a strange look at a strange look at you.
What about you, you fine dwarven fellows? Get you something
Food.
strong.
Just food.
Just food.
Afternoon.
Slop and slop
And
and slop
anything I
it
can
is.
store in my beard for later is also good. Yes.
Ava will
And then he'll
order.
probably pick out a large beetle of some kind, just shove it into his mouth with a loud crunch.
Whatever's edible and a whiskey.
Understood. We can absolutely manage that. And so you guys take a little bit of time and get some grub at the killing grounds. Gets to be about, a little later in the evening as you guys, get your food. Still got about an hour or two of daylight about. But you guys are heading where?
After we get our food, probably back to the Ramble House.
Yeah, back to the Ramble
Yes.
House.
Oh yeah, can we make any checks while we're in the social gathering area to overhear anything might be going on?
Yeah, perhaps cross paths with Amos on our way back.
You have already made checks for quote-unquote rumors today. So a lot of what you're getting is recycled stuff from what you've already heard today.
Oh, we already did that. Okay. Oh,
Yep.
we're good. All right, then we'll head back to the Ramble House, seeing as how we can't leave town.
Don't leave town.
Wait, good.
Let me see if I've got adventures.
So there wasn't. There was nothing of note there then. At the killing ground, eh? Got it.
No, it's just you're just hanging out, getting some food real quick.
Okay. How is the food overall? How was it?
Decent fare, yeah. Even if it's called slop.
I don't think he even heard me when I said honey and ginger.
Oh yeah, no, you got ginger, but you didn't get any honey. He asked if you were a bit of a pansy.
Oh.
It helps the singing.
Whatever floats your boat.
That would be Ava. I'm just playing.
I'm generally known for sinking those. The last crew that transported me was more successful than others.
I thought Auntie B was who floated your boat last time.
No. Ava's smiles keeps me floating.
Well, there is a thing that you kind of need to understand there, Gochin. We're adults and we have adult lives, so that means that we're not really there right now. We're kind of more along the lines of, good friends, as it were. I wouldn't say that we were going to become an item, as it were. Like, I mean, if that's what you're getting at, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yes,
Oh,
go.
I forgot. Sarah told me
Ava
about
smiles
how
on
you
my
do
boat,
things.
and B is the party within the boat.
Yes, Sarah tells me how you like to get around. That's right.
Me?
All of a sudden, BB's like, she's a fucking liar.
I haven't. I'm sorry. I was alone for a couple of years last. Yeah, it's been a couple of years for me, actually. If you really want to know, because I live outside of town by myself with animals and birds and things, and nobody likes to come out there for some reason. I think it might be because of I don't know. The aura that surrounds me from my past, maybe a
I think
little,
it's
and
the orc
also,
raids.
and then the fact that I am a witch. So I mean, whatever.
I think it's the orc raids. Mostly the orc
Yes,
raids.
I think I've heard this joke. This joke is what do we do with no, it went with I'm not good at jokes. I'm bored of this. Can we move on?
I have dragged everybody to a new map.
Seriously, the
Yes,
joke
look at
really
some
here is Dulgus.
So I would like for everybody to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
As we are about to get shanked.
Oh no!
What? No.
In town?
That's
We-
okay. When we get back to the
Olga
room, I have a
sees
conversation
all.
with someone.
Mm.
Oh, yay! I got a great perception check that time. Wonderful.
I got a 4.
Oh,
Looks like Dulgus at least maybe paying attention for a change.
Dolgus knows when things are about to go bump in the night.
Boy,
And
Jump
this
his
is
tail
what I
gets
get for
twitchy.
staring at B the whole time.
Right, B.
who's staring at B?
Oh no, you weren't smiling, Ava. My boat's not floating at the moment. As you say, you've sunk him.
Not thinking about that,
Alright.
widow.
So we're about to go into a thing that we haven't done yet in this game.
TPK?
Oh shit.
Some of us know what this is.
No, not this. We're not ready. We're not ready.
Shit.
Chompy's not big enough to eat everything in one gulp.
This is all normal to me. This is my first time.
Wow, Joel.
No, I'm not going first. I'm not going first. But I'm not going
For
last.
initiative.
Wow, that's
What do
definitely last.
What do I do?
Select your token,
Yep. Click
and,
on your token.
and
Okay.
on your sheet, there should be a button on the core page that's bunch of buttons. One of them should say initiative or INIT.
So I go
And
on my
it's under.
I go on my character page.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Character page. There's a spot that says buttons where it
Core
has
tab.
all ability checks.
Yeah, and then below hit points, there should be a button that says INIT.
Do we see anybody coming at us, or what's?
That's
well,
what the
I mean,
perception
Robbie,
checks
I
are for.
probably don't
Hang
see
on,
it.
I'm
But
in a-
did Olga see it?
The only person that saw it and that will be able to participate in the round of
Surprise.
surprise is the Dolgus.
Oh shit!
Dog.
And he goes 1-1.
I'm still
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out how to
One.
do this here.
This is horrible.
Ability
Hold on.
So-
checks. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's all I do.
Look at my sheet.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, it's on your core page.
Which
At
ones?
the very bottom.
Oh, I see it.
So, see the core page? This is the core. You
Okay.
can scroll down. There's a button here. But first thing you want to do is select your token on the page, on the game map, and then push the button.
Okay, my token selected, and I'm gonna core page.
Right under your.
Oh, there we go. And then
Oh,
that.
Yeah!
There we
hey,
go.
how
There you
about
go.
that? Not that he can do anything though.
Oh. To be wolves in town.
Oh, that's not good.
There'll be wolves in
Why
this
didn't
house.
that save?
Wow.
Rude.
Oh dear.
So screwing up my going first button.
Oh, he cast go first before you went the go first?
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently.
Wait, I go
Kinda
first?
rude.
Wait, how do I do that? How do I do that?
Well,
You're
hold
not
on.
going first this
Oh.
round.
I mean, first of the PCs. But
Except
Dolgus
you don't get
is
to
the one
go
that
because
gets
you don't have you didn't pass the perception check.
it didn't pass go and collect $200.
Oh no.
Oh,
They're behind us. Cool. I'm all for
yeah,
it.
it's going right at B, probably.
That actually works for our marching order, I believe. Yes, we got Gochin at the
Can my
back ready
bird
to
get
tank it
on
for
it?
us.
Can my bird get a warning? Get a warning to me? Get a warning perception check? Is that possible?
Your animal companions could have rolled too, but all it would do would give you an aid another.
Okay, so I wouldn't have really done.
It would have given you a +2 bonus, which was not enough in order to determine that.
They're there.
Yeah, because they can't speak and say, "Hey, guess what? We're about to get
wouldn't
attacked."
wouldn't I get an anxiety emotion from them all of a sudden?
Mm.
And distress emotion to know something may be off, but not.
Not-
It wouldn't
Not
matter.
necess-
But
not necessarily. Not in this instance.
okay.
Oh wait, I moved the wrong one. That is green first.
Gonna go
Easy.
charge at Gochin and get him. Get him!
No,
Eat the
dang it.
Gochin.
There. Pork. He
No,
only
he's
gets a
the
move
good-
action.
Oh.
Gray Wolf.
Oh, yeah, because we're surprised about the.
Oops. Pork.
Trip. On me,
Purple.
right? Huh?
Pork. Ava. Darlin. Gochin. B. Yeller.
Yeller! Oh, Yeller, no!
Pork. And
And
now
Are
Dolgus.
they not attacking?
wait, they're
It's
not
surprise
attacking
round.
at all?
It's surprise round. They only get a move or an attack.
Oh.
In that case, Chompy, food! And Chompy is going to go first here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did I give you control of that token?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I'm just plotting out the movement.
Nope, you're fine. You're fine. I
I
just made the token, so I just wanted to make sure that it functioned as intended.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had to attack from the rear so I could charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like somebody released them while they were following you. That would provoke from that wolf, who is going to take a bite at the Chompy.
But
Well, let me go ahead and open up my Chompy sheet. I'm going to need it.
Oh yeah,
So
nope.
somebody was back there following us.
Maybe. Who
And-
knows?
That sucks.
Bork.
Is this at nighttime?
pretty late in the evening. Yeah.
Okay.
Bork. It's getting pretty close to dark time. Bork. 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 Bork.
What
I'm not
happened?
seeing your attack roll.
I know. I'm setting it up.
These are orcs? I thought these were
No,
wolves.
there's dogs.
Miss.
He's saying
That is a
orc.
miss.
Yep, that was the AOO. So, yep, that was your move.
Okay,
Dolgus,
now
what are you doing?
Dolgus will go ahead and cast a spell. It seems like a good time to cast a spell, right? Well,
Sure.
hear me out here. He's gonna take a stick, right? He's gonna take a stick. He's gonna make it a super stick.
That is a pretty super stick.
That's a super stick. It's a good boy stick. Here, you want
Yeah.
the stick, boy? You want the stick, boy? Yeah!
You got a 5-foot movement you want to take, or anything else like that, or? All right,
Ah,
young wolf green. Yeah, we're just gonna attack the Gochin.
Get that gocha. Get
he's
him!
so yummy, and he's just so right there, you know?
Yeah, he's a monkey. He's tasty.
Everyone knows monkey brains are especially tasty. Just ask India.
That is not gonna hit. Bork, bork.
Wait, what was it? Oh, 6. Okay.
Yep, he went to Bork
AC
Bork.
kind of sucks. It's like, oh, there's
Still.
no way he missed.
It is now your turn. You have officially 1 move action equal to your movement, which I believe is 30. You have many actions you could take. You could, if you've got a melee weapon, you could attempt to strike the puppy that is next to you. As a standard action as a bard, you could inspire courage to give everyone else a bonus to hit and damage. If you do not move your full movement, you could also just simply 5-foot step to a different square. You have a few things.
Can I stun any of them?
I don't know if you've got stunning spells. I think we gave you Charm Person and
I
no,
think I do
Daze
have a
is
stun.
humanoid.
Yeah, I have days.
But that's for humanoids. It does not
Right,
work on
right.
poggos.
Whatever you do, can you 5-foot step over here? Because that would be awesome. And because then I could 5-foot step out of range of that beastie. And
I'd rather you step there.
Can I
step,
can I step
or maybe
and
step there,
inspire?
Yeah, whatever. Huh?
Can I step and use inspire?
Yes.
So I can go there.
Uh-huh.
And start singing banjo with on your knee or something. I don't know.
Yes. So how do
I'm all for this.
do the inspire thing?
You just tell people that you're going to start inspiring courage, or, if you want to flavor it up with a little song, do what you want to do. But anybody can now tack on inspire courage to their buffs that are currently active.
What does that all do
Plus
again?
1. There's one already made for in the common buffs.
Common buffs. Yep.
Just scroll down to inspire. Click that.
He's singing "We Are the Champions," my friend.
We're not going to actually make you sing if you don't want to sing.
I
You can just
got
say-
close.
I'm confused.
Do it. Do it.
How do I do? So I don't click anything. I just.
Nope, you just let everybody know, hey, I'm gonna start inspiring this round, and everyone else can go ahead and just turn that buff on.
So for anybody who doesn't know how to turn on the buff, watch my stream real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna watch your thing real quick while talking at the same time.
That's fine. So there's a lot of preset buffs here.
Oh, so
Scroll down. Scroll down. You select Inspire Courage. List up here. And then you
okay.
hit the add sign, and it will do it like this. It will show this. And it will just automatically update as we level. Since we're all going to be close to the same level anyway, it shouldn't change too much outside of what everybody should.
Did that do
I
it?
hit add. Inspire card.
Oh,
Then add, so like that. Oh, that didn't work.
Not like this too much.
what is that supposed to do? Give me a bonus to range and shit? And
Attack
Yep,
and
and
damage.
then I
does
clicked
the
Inspire
calculation.
Courage, and I don't do anything after that.
Nope, just click add. See the add button?
Oh,
with the
okay,
plus
yep.
sign? And it
Yeah,
will
that
make a buff.
They didn't do anything for me. I mean, I didn't.
So you got it. You've got it. You've got it in your add common buff, but now you got to hit the plus button.
Oh.
So once you've selected the common buff, you have to hit the plus button next to it, and it will make one in there for you.
Oh.
Oh, I
And-
didn't do that. I hit enable.
Oh, I'm doing. I see what I did wrong. Okay, I got it now.
Inspire plus button. And then it just boop. And so then from now on, when you say, hey, I'm Inspiring Courage, all you just have to do is make sure there's a checkbox there.
Yep.
Alright, that's good.
I go back to chat. Okay.
So everybody got their Inspire Courage buff up now?
I guess so.
Okay. Just double checking.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna move on to Young Wolf Gray's turn now.
Oh boy.
He's gonna try to take a bite out of the thing that's nearest to him. And it looks like a tiefling.
Yep. I'm about to go down.
What? No.
I have 8 HP and 13 AC, dude. There's like almost no chance he's not gonna hit me.
And good roll low.
It's not
Maybe.
like
It's a
I'm-
young wolf. I don't think they have a bonus. Yeah, they don't even have a bonus to hit. It's a young wolf. See, roll the 2.
Wow. Very superb.
And now for purple. Purple is going. Ooh, I have an eeny, meeny, miny, mo situation. So I'm gonna roll a 1d2.
Mm-hmm.
1 is Gochin, 2 is Beatrice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are unintelligent.
1 for Gochin. It just chomp, you know. Nom nom nom.
It's not trying to trip us.
It's gotta hit you first.
I can do a thing. I can do a thing. Because it's more intense.
Now's your time to shine, big fluffy man. Do it.
Wow,
It moves out of the way.
I really cannot roll right now. Ava.
This is annoying. Out of character, Darlon.
Yeah.
Big?
Yes.
Alright, big.
So, beginning of your next round, he will become large.
Yep.
I like that.
Because it's a full round caster.
Yep.
Alright.
He's gonna become a big tiny man.
Is there
Yeah.
a 5-foot step you would like to take, or shall I move forward?
I suppose Ava will 5-foot step back here behind
Okay.
the other dwarf.
Darlin, it is your turn.
I try to charge overrun this yellow one. It's 10 feet.
I don't think you've got space for. Oh yeah, no,
Yes, I do.
it's 10 foot. It
It's
is
10
10
foot.
foot exactly. All right.
I see you hiding
Let's-
behind Dolgus again, Ava.
Whew.
Wow. All right. So explain to me how this goes.
I roll against its CMB. If I
Uh,
succeed in overrunning it, I run past it and smack it in the face for well, I have to. I rolled a nat 20, so I have to roll another 1d.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Did I
Oh wait,
just
no,
kill
go,
it?
go, no, keep going, actually.
Okay, but I have to roll a 1d20 to see if
Yep,
the
yep,
crit actually crits.
yeah. I have their armor class.
The 13 to confirm a crit.
Do you have a bonus to it?
Yeah, +1, I think, from the.
Oh yeah, plus the Inspire Courage would be a plus.
So a 14?
Yep.
A 13 would not have confirmed your critical. A 14, however, will.
Okay, so I hit it for 11, and then another 1d6 plus 5.
Okay.
He's probably going to
19.
not be there anymore.
With 19 points of damage, you stomp over this poor little wolf, impaling it with all of your spikes, and it's a mess.
Good
Yay!
God!
Like, you basically just fucking... You turn into a ball, you roll out, and you just squash this poor thing. It did nothing wrong, and you just murdered it.
Sounds about right.
Gochin, it is your move. As you just watch a dwarf make paste of poor puppy.
Are you gonna let him one up you like that, Dolgus?
Oh, don't worry, it's about to get funnier next time around if they're still all alive.
Oh god, you're lined up like a...
and he gets big.
Yeah, that's why I did it that way.
Oh, but if he overruns all of them, he overruns Chompy too.
Oh no!
Grumpy isn't on them though. There's a clear line here.
Yeah, so
It's
it's about to be large.
Yeah.
Gonna be over there.
Alright, anywho, Gochin, what do you do?
I recommend
going to-
overrunning B and Gochin instead.
I'm gonna use cleave, starting with green and working my way to purple.
Okay.
Cool,
Understood.
they might all be dead before I go.
Oh.
Or not.
I apologize, but a 9 will not hit your enemy.
He missed
Oh.
both of them.
You get a little performance anxiety with all your new friends around, and you just miss.
You gotta swing
dramatically.
early. You swing early, man. It happens to
Yeah.
everyone. You know.
Oh, rolled a
What a
3.
5.
He got intimidated by the running
You,
somebody the fuck over.
do you want to take a 5-foot step at all, or are you just good where you're at?
You did hear Ava ask about him becoming large.
That is true. So I think I'll 5-foot step back 1 and tell Auntie B to step back 5 as well. when
Maybe you just yank onto B instead of doing it like you normally do, and you just yank her back. That's what you normally do.
He doesn't have the action economy to do so.
Yeah, I know.
Beatrice, it is your turn.
Come on, B, you can do it. Woo! Ah, gracefully stepped out of the way.
Yes, each of these wolves have